The demand for smartwatches has grown incredibly during the last few years. It is becoming an essential component alongside smartphones and creating a solid space in the consumer field. The visionary man and co-founder of Apple, Steve Jobs, said,
"Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything."
Steve Jobs is right. This was a legit prediction that we can see right now. The leading global technology market analyst, Canalys, states over 41.7 million wearables shipped globally in the first quarter of 2022. Apple Insider's research says that the market share of smart devices increased up to 13% in the first quarter of 2022 overall. So why not tech giants focus on this segment to sustain and increase their market share? Why not bring the people into their ecosystem and let them be beneficial? This is what we are going to know, why Apple, Google, and Samsung is focusing on making smartwatches. Smartwatch is an essential integral segment of users right now. Athletes, riders, explorers, and overall active users want a seamless and effective peekaboo in everyday life. People are now more habituated to one ecosystem. And it's a fact consumers accept. What about business? The tech giants are expecting a big amount of revenue in the upcoming years. And that could be around $53.6 billion by 2025 overall. But what about the benefits for consumers? Can you get the features like Mr. Bond? Nowadays, smartphones are becoming boring, as very often you would see new techs and innovations being added to the latest phones. Gradually, it seems like all three companies, Apple, Samsung, and Google, have come to a limitation in providing something almost new to their users. In this case, smartwatches are still ripe for innovation and can actually be considered the next big thing in the tech world. On top of that, this generation has become more conscious about their health and fitness, and you can't track your fitness through smartphones for obvious reasons. This is where smartwatches can come in handy, as they now come with some advanced health sensors and also tracks heart rates and other health metrics quite accurately. And obviously, the more the consumer, the more they profit, ultimately leading these companies to compete with each other for creating the best smartwatches. The concept of the watch in this blockbuster movie GoldenEye might not be real, but it foreshadowed the future and the benefits of smartwatches. Smartwatches may not have this capability, but they are now seamlessly useful, reliable, and beneficial. Talking over the watch, sending messages, and checking notifications were not possible on the watch before. Now it's not surprising that you can make them all from your wrist. Moreover, most of the features that you might get in the phone can be used without switching to a smartphone. Though there are some drawbacks of smartwatches in terms of battery and price, you can't deny their weight and seamless user experiences. The famous YouTuber Louis Hilsentegger shared his experiences with Apple Watch Ultra and mentioned some merits and demerits. He said,
"I don't know how many people are prepared to completely replace their phone with a watch. And I don't think it's many, but I think some are just curious about what that life would be like."
It's clear that smartwatches are beneficial and some may want to replace them, yet it has a lot to go. This is the reason tech brands are in this business. Talking about brands, we must mention the market-leading brand Apple. They are winning right now in this segment. But the question is how and why Apple is winning. The brightest star in the smartwatch market, Apple, released its first smartwatch in 2015, and it quickly became the best-selling smartwatch globally. Apple captured around 75% of the smartwatch shipment market within the first few months of that year. Apple is now the leader in the tech industry. Undoubtedly, Apple can see there is great potentiality and aptitude from the consumers. So it showed us how we could seamlessly stay connected without smartphones sometimes. It created a sense of the necessity of smartwatches. Then gradually the demand for the device goes up. As a result, they have been concentrating on the watch more than anyone else. So far, Apple Watch outshines its completion by a long distance. The popular Apple analyst Neil Seibert refers above Avalon statistics and tweets. More than 100 million people bought Apple Watches, and every one of these three Apple users owns this watch. Another tech research site, Headphone Addict, posted Apple shipped 172 million watch units from 2016 to 2021 in total. So it's not surprising that they are in the lead and growing more and more. So why Apple wouldn't go ahead? Apple already released an advanced Ultra watch to go a step further. Its current CEO Tim Cook is exactly following the footsteps of Steve Jobs to making this happen. It already has the distinct advantages of technology from hardware to software and service to backup solutions. Apple is consistently increasing its earnings from all segments. As part of its plan in the first quarter of 2022, Apple just dominated the TWS category either. The tech researcher Counterpoint says Apple Watches were sold 2.5 times more than its closest competitor Galaxy Watch. It was also possible for their loyalty to the customers. On the other hand, they also have been holding their sustainability on continuous innovation updates and user-friendly features for the consumers. Now the Apple Watch is the best companion for you and your iPhone. In this situation, what is the strategy of another tech giant and strongest contender of Apple? Yes, we are talking about Samsung. We know the Apple market share is bumped up by the end of 2022, but Samsung is not so far behind. In the first quarter of 2021, Apple's growth was 35.9%, whereas Samsung has grown 7.8% in the global market in spite of the COVID situation. The growth of Samsung smartwatches is flat in Europe due to the Russia and Ukraine war, but this performance indicates a clear win for Samsung and its continuous progress. And it's a really big intimidation to Apple because of this significant growth. At an all-in time, Samsung is absolutely dominating the Indian market. The brand just destroyed the level of competition and became the market leader. This success came in the first quarter of 2022. International Data Corporation (IDC) states Samsung now owns 65% of the market share in the premium TWS category in India. But Apple couldn't grow more than 22.7% yet. The key selling points are the new Samsung features that were unified and refined with Wear OS from the best of Google. Additionally, its futuristic design and useful features drew the consumer's attention. The senior director and head of product marketing of Samsung India, Aditya Babar, said Galaxy Watch 4 registered double-digit growth quarter on quarter. So there's no doubt to say why Samsung is so intense in smartwatch innovation. The president and head of the R&D department, Dr. T.M. Rowe, promised a better user experience in quality, features, and durability. We're dedicated to giving our Galaxy Watch community the tools, data, and resources needed to not only understand their overall health and wellness better, but to coach them on their journey. As a result, we see the new Pro series on the market. The series is performing better and gradually grabbing a larger market share around the world. Nevertheless, you can't forget the native Wear OS builder. It is Google we're talking about. The pioneer of data organizers and software provider Google bought Fitbit to compete with Apple, Samsung, and other companies. Statistics say more than 56% of people wear smartwatches in the USA. Fitbit was the market leader until Apple took over the market in 2017. Apple gained 38% of the market share, whereas Fitbit had 24% in America and Canada in this segment. It seems that Google wants to get on track and move Fitbit to the page of history, though it lost half of its market share this year. Google calculated right. There is a huge potential field in this category. As a result, Google is now on the market with its first attempt to Pixel Watch. Fitbit's 12 years of experience would definitely boost Google's new innovation and market campaign. Fitbit has been improving its hardware and design for years. So Google has to focus on services and innovation now, rather than increasing the brand campaign. Moreover, the company would want to improve its market for sustaining its reputation and business for further strategies in the future. Smartwatches have immense possibilities, user benefits, and a great future. It's becoming an essential component and a big part of human life. So why would people compromise its benefit? As a result, the growing statistics of smartwatches led tech companies into this business for making solid revenues. So what's your thought on the future of smartwatches? Why Apple, Google, and Samsung is focusing on making smartwatches? Let us know in the comments below. Like and share the video. If you are new, then subscribe to the channel. Until the next video, stay safe and thanks for watching.